Hello, hello everyone. How are we doing? It is good to see you all. We are back in for some more LOTRO today. I hope everything is looking good. Ooh, I accidentally just turned that down a little bit too much. How are we all doing? It's good to see everyone. Good to see you, Meowcat. Nice with the first as well if you're still around, but all good if you're in bed already. I hope you have a good sleep. I hope you get some sleep. Good to see you, Tristan, as well over on YouTube. Love the jam sesh. Hell yeah. Yeah, love this. Good track, right? It's a good track. And Poison as well, and Marv over on Twitch. Good to see you guys. How are you all doing? All right. So yeah, today we're just going to be getting back into Lord of the Rings Online, doing some more leveling through Mirkwood. Yeah. That's pretty much it, really. I probably won't mess around for too long. I'm just going to make sure everything's all up and running, right? Mix it up's up. Yep, cool. All right. Looks good to me. Yep, cool. Lovely. All right, we are back, guys. We are back. We're here in Lothlorien. We're back in Lothlorien. I think we had a book quest to turn in, I remember. So we'll do that. Checkpoint, it's good. Yeah. Alright, so last time we started our quests over in Mirkwood. We did like the expedition quests, which was in its own little area. And I think we've now just gotten out of that. So I think we've got a couple of things to do over in, I guess you guys can't really see. Oh, where's my cursor as well? You guys not... Oh, now you can see my cursor. Weird. There it is, yeah, okay. Yeah, so we're on the sort of west side of Mirkwood at the moment. We're going to do talk to Bragelin. Now, I do have to do a bit of like inventory stuff first, so let's do that first. Hopefully music isn't too loud. Let's do some selling. I hope everything's all good. Sell all them. Let's go through all of our stuff. Just get rid of some old stuff. Don't need hides. Don't need that. Hat of Peace. It's a very peaceful looking hat, that's for sure. Peaceful enough. Local sup. Let's see. Okay, what's that? Oh, it's just the basic one. Right. Jeweler, we should open some of these. Open all those up. Nice. Right. Yeah, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's been having a good week. It is a Thursday. It is Thursday, right? Thursday after all. Yep. We didn't stream on Tuesday. Already know that. Why not do that when it's open? Essences. Guess we may as well gather up some of them. Nice. Space is being cleared. Things are happening. Now, I'm not sure how long we'll stream today. It might just be a shorter stream. I'm pretty tired. But I'm just gonna see how long we go and play it by word. Ooh, okay, that's a good helmet. Looks great. Man, our equipment outfit is amazing. Wow. Poison in with the first adventure of the day. Ooh, a level 1 boar. Oh, damn. No way. Against the level 1 boar? What? Unlucky. Wait, what level are you? You're like level 3 or something, right? That had to be a battle, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh, you're level 1. Okay, well, it's all just up to the roll then, really. You know? That's equal odds, I feel like, right? They're both just rolling a d6. But you can actually get... It's if your strength is equal to or more than theirs, you win. So you actually have a bit of an advantage on a level 1 to 1 roll. just to dig it in even more. Alright. Do we get any magic items? That's the next update. Gotta do the magic item update. That will be out in 5 years. We need some funding.
The first crossing was a success then.
Maybe a Pegasus, true. Yep.
Are you ready to meet the party responsible for bringing
Plans of the Golden Host. Ooh, yes. Let's do this.
The Golden Host of Lothlorien has crossed the river Anduin, but now a second
Lord
solo
Celeborn and
party
Lady
must follow in its
Galadriel
wake.
have determined
These are the
that the
elves
elves
of
of
the
Lothlorien must stand
chosen to
allied with the
bring the
dwarves of
forbidden
Moria,
knowledge
as long ago they
of
once
Dol
did.
Guldur.
They've selected a number of elves to oversee the passage of Mazog through Mirkwood to Dol Guldur, where the orc will be exchanged for the prisoners held by the enemy in that fortress. I will bring you to these elves, this hidden guard, as they make their preparations. Ooh. Where are we at in Middle-earth? We are in the golden forest of Lothlorien, of Caras Galadhon, where Galadriel and Celeborn reside. We just got out of Moria a couple of streams ago, out at the Dimril Dale, and we're now going through Mirkwood, through southern Mirkwood, up to Dol Guldur, which is pretty cool. My brother Faingoris was slain by orcs that came down from the mountains following the company that sought refuge in the Golden Wood recently, and I desired to end Mazog's life myself. It pains me to know we must turn him over to his allies, and I have argued long against it already. I petitioned Lord Celeborn to let me accompany the group transporting the prisoners, but he denied my request. Only once the Lady Galadriel spoke to him did he change his mind. I do not know what she said, but I'm grateful to her for it. Now I will keep a close eye upon Mazog for the duration of the journey, and he gives me the slightest reason, I will take my vengeance upon him. Love saying Dol Guldur. Yeah, true. Dol Guldur. It's, yeah, Dol Guldur. I should actually... I can't say Dongle. I do say Dongle. I totally say Dol Guldur, don't I? Dol Guldur. But yeah, so we're going to be going through Mirkwood. So we're kind of doing this... We're kind of finishing off this storyline of Moria here. At this level, you kind of... We're carrying on the story from Moria, but it goes through to sort of the elves and this... the company of elves here that we're meeting right now that are taking Mazog. Mazog is one of the... I think he's a spawn of Azog the Defiler, right? He's one of the sort of main sort of orc captain sort of guys. And he's been captured in Moria. In the Moria questline, you capture him. He's a major part of the storyline. And then we are taking him prisoner to Dol Guldur to trade him for other prisoners that are in Dol Guldur, essentially. And that's the storyline of Mirkwood. But after that, we will be making our way back over to Eriador. We'll actually be starting in Enedwaith, and starting the storyline of the Dunedain, of the what was it, the Grey Company, right? The rangers that follow Aragorn, you know, and they're the rangers that keep the Shire safe when Gandalf's gone after the very beginning of the story, with, you know, when he comes to the Shire and Frodo gets the ring and that sort of thing. But after that, once the, you know, Sauron finds out about the ring, they all get assembled together to go to war, to go to battle with Aragorn, to meet with him in Gondor, you know? And we start that storyline, which is a really cool storyline in Lord of the Rings Online. It's like one of my favorite. And the beginning of that is kind of going around all of Eriador and meeting up with all those rangers and assembling them. And then making our way down Enedwaith and into Dunland. And into the gap, into Isengard, into the Gap of Rohan, meeting with the Rohirrim and like Theoden and stuff, or not Theoden, but like Aemma, right? Yeah, a lot of cool things to go. I love that part. I honestly want to be there so bad. It's like when things get to the Edenrath things really like click in for me with the story. I'm Sigilith Beveridge, and I know already of your deeds. You're welcome to accompany us upon this errand, though I have my doubts as to its wisdom. It is a sorrow that the dwarves have lost their own to the cages of the enemy, but that is the way of war. Returning Mazog to his allies seems indefensible to me. If Lord Celeborn and Lady Galadriel see value in it, it is not the place of Sigilith to question. Ah, it's Radia. You know Radia. It's a pleasure to meet you, Beveridge. I know that you'll be a great asset to us upon this errand. If we are to bring the Orc leader to Dol Guldur with the hope that we can exchange his freedom for that of the dwarf prisoners, we must do so in secret. Our numbers are not so great that we can resist a determined effort to take him from us before reaching the fortress. So is this the first time us meeting them? I guess it is the first time us meeting him. So these are the elves of the Hidden Guard. And they're going to rescue a dwarf. Can't remember exactly who the dwarf is. Ooh. A bracelet. Check out that old one. Alright. Scandalous. Rescuing a dwarf, yes. The elves and the dwarves must come together. May Gavanen, Beveridge. It is good to see you again, and I welcome you to the ranks of the Hidden Guard. The knives of Sigilith, the bow of... How would you pronounce that? Because it's Kacheran? No. Do you pronounce it with a K? Like Kacheron or... Oh, I don't know. The path knowledge of Radia and the strong will of Arkador will see this mission through, and the friendship between Moria and Lothlorien will be stronger for it. Let the enemy quake when he learns of the approach of the Golden Host, and he will think nothing of the Hidden Guard until we be at the gates of Dol Guldur and demand the prisoners kept there in exchange for the life of Mazog. Yes. Yeah, okay, so the Golden Host is like distracting them at the... while the Hidden Guard sneak in. We're the Hidden Guard, formed by the order of the Lord and Lady. Alright, we're all here. Some of those elves are in stories in Umber. I think because Radier is, right? Radier is like a... Radier is the guy that stays with us for ages, right? Or is it this guy? I think it's Radier, right? I mean, they both look... Look, I'm not going to say anything, but I mean, they both look very similar. Just the haircut. It's the guy that starts to see. Okay. I feel like something happens to Radier, though. I can't remember. Talk to Radia. Oh, what's happening? We've made the crossing, Beveridge. The dwarves should just be just ahead. Where are we? Oh, we're over. Oh, cool. Buffs up. Hey, it's the dwarves. Hail, dwarves of the Iron Garrison. I'm Radia of Lorien. You already know my ally Beveridge, captain of great worth and bravery. I can confirm that is true. We do, yes. Yeah, they can confirm that as well. I'm Brorian, son of Brugia, and these are the brothers Greyhammer. We go to Dol Guldur to trade the orc Mazog for the freedom of my cousin Bori. Bori, that's who it is, yes. No matter understand you know the paths of this unpleasant forest. I know the ways of Mirkwood, for I trod them long ago, to the very foundations of Dol Guldur. The elves in my company, the hidden guard, will bring Mazog there by these paths. You will not make it a league. The orcs of Mirkwood will descend upon you and free me. Latu Gatumas Bagu. I feel like be cool. I could be a good orc. Strength of we dwarves. No, it's me. It's the strength of me. Oh, we've got some crates I should open. Rally horn? Meh. Unlucky. I didn't get good with my adventure today. Actually, I should do my adventure today. Adventure. Exclamation mark adventure in the chat, guys, if you want to do your daily adventure. Oh, hell yeah. Is that 2 wins in a row? Oh my god. Az better watch out. I'm coming for his title. Let's be underway. Alright, cool. Nice.
For good or ill, we now have no choice but to embark upon this journey.
Okay.
The success of the Hidden God's errand will depend, I think, upon secrecy.
Oh, we leveled up as well. How many? I think what I looked up last time as well was zoned by level. Is that we want to get out of here at like I think level 65. Yeah, because level 65 is when the Dunland quests start. And the allies and kings thing. Let's just have a quick look. What's the daily adventure? So Tristan, I have been working on and for anyone else here, a Twitch chat and YouTube chat daily RPG. The way it works is there's a command, exclamation mark adventure. If you type it in the chat, and you can type it into YouTube chat or you can type it into Twitch chat, exclamation mark adventure, it will generate a little encounter between an enemy. It rolls some numbers, rolls an enemy in an area, and then you go up against that enemy and you both roll a dice, and if you win, you level up, you get some gold, and that progress is actually saved for you. And so every day you can come back and you can use the command and sort of see if you win the battle. And as you get higher and higher level, there's more and more different creatures that can spawn, there's different areas, that sort of thing, and you get more and more powerful. Essentially, like every level is an extra number against the enemy's level. So yeah, if you want to try it, exclamation mark adventure in the chat, you just got to type it in. And yeah, it's just like a fun little thing that I put together. It's so cool. Yeah, so it was kind of Like based off the idea of a lot of people having their Twitch chats, like daily sort of things that you guys can do, like that maybe says like it generates a number or something like that, you know. But yeah. First YouTube testing as well. Did it work in YouTube? It did work in YouTube. Awesome. Ooh, uh-oh. Unlucky. Unlucky. So pretty much you got a really hard guy. You got a level 10 spider. Everyone starts at level 1 as well, and then you roll like a 6-sided dice. Essentially, it's like rolls a number between 1 and 6 for you and for the enemy, and you add your level to that number, and they add their level to the number. He got away, the rascal. Yeah, it's a hard fight. In fact, that's an impossible fight at this level. But that, you know, it's all luck. So like a couple of people have gotten levels up, I think, in the first couple of days. But it'll be cool to see. You can come back every day, every stream that we have. You can do it, you know. So you get like one user stream. And yeah, I might be expanding it in the future as well. But all right, we're gonna find the coffer. Where is that? Man, I find the new map stuff really disorientating, I'll be honest. Like, I know that it was stretched, but it feels stretched now for me because I've been so used to looking at the map like that. Like, it feels like now it's stretched the other way. Like, even though I know all this, I don't know. So weird. Wigs my brain out. Okay. Find a coffer. I don't remember this one. Let's go up here first. Nice. Started playing Monster Hunter World. Nice. I've never played any of the Monster Hunter games before. Well, other than like a, you know, bit here and there. Yeah, I hear good things about some of the newer sort of ones. Oh my god, the gate is heavily guarded. Yep. Why does it say improve cutting? What's happened? Oh, I leveled up. Oh wait, I got a new skills? Wait, when I leveled up, you've acquired improved cutting attack, which has replaced the cutting attack skill. What? Would it be? Minus run speed. Wow. Cool. I'm happy with that. Who have I got to find around here? It's a new type of game for me, but the mechanics for combat feel quite nice. It's not so much of a crazy adventure tale, unfortunately, but still very cool for what it is. Yeah, true. Like, that's kind of how I've felt with like some of the Monster Hunters before when I've played them. Like, I haven't properly played a Monster Hunter to really have an opinion on it, but I've like picked up like, you know, the game a couple of times and just kind of, I don't know, like the combat systems and the interface systems are very foreign to me. Like, just like the layout and design from those certain sort of games, and I'm very much the same with a lot of like, you know, Nintendo games and stuff like that as well. Just didn't really grow up playing, you know, those sort of, yeah, a lot of different versions of RPGs, you know. Like I found, what was the other one? Like Dragon's Dogma. Like I really tried to play Dragon's Dogma because it's a game that I should enjoy. Like it's very much my type of game in some ways, apart from maybe the party-based element of it. But I just couldn't. I don't know. It just didn't click for me. something about the way you just interact with things and you do things is just very different. I guess it's a bit more of like an Eastern, you know, design rather than like a Western design, you know. But then again, I don't know, because I've also found a lot of joy in like some different sort of Eastern games and like Korean games in particular that I would like didn't really think like I would like, and then I loved it, you know. Up here, I'm just kind of running to the top of this area, but I don't actually know.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
Stay a moment.
Ooh, some random extra quests. But yeah, I've always wanted to play some of the Monster Hunters, and I think some of the new Monster Hunters possibly interest me a bit more because they've kind of breached that between the audiences. Like, they're a bit more, I guess you could say, like, you know, westernized in that way.
What can I do for you?
Ooh, okay. Because, yeah, I found it very hard to connect with the story in Dragon's Dogma. I think that was the thing as well. And I honestly can't even put my finger on it. Like, because it's not like it's like generic fantasy or anything. Because I like generic fantasy, you know? Give me anything fantasy, I honestly like will eat it up. But it just didn't like click. Alright. And the same with, because I played through Final Fantasy 14. Like, I played that for quite a long time. Really cool game. Like, mechanically, there's elements of the game I really like, but similar thing, like, story-wise and stuff, it just didn't, like, connect with me in the same way, even though it's such a good story. Ooh. I just can't play Oriental games. The aesthetic does not click with me. Yeah, like, I'm always, like, I love exploring. You know, I love trying new things all the time. So, like, I'm always putting myself in those situations of trying. But yeah, no, I think it's also, I think it's just a fundamental of, like, video games and things like that I play, you know, for nostalgia a lot of the time. It's like, I play things because I liked that when I was younger or something like that. You know, I liked that genre when I was younger. So it's like I never really grew up playing very different games in that way. I just had what I had, you know? It's just like, you play the small selection of games that you have until, you know, the internet. Except Pandas in WoW, still not my favorite thing, yeah. Bev, serious question, dark fantasy or light fantasy? See, I don't know. What would you call Lord of the Rings? Because Lord of the Rings to me is like closer to light fantasy, right? I mean, it's the foundation of fantasy, Lord of the Rings, you know? So I don't actually think it's really either light or dark. It's kind of just the foundation. But that is kind of what I like. It's somewhere in the middle. I don't know, like, because I like elements from both. I don't like just dark fantasy. I don't really get into just like, it kind of, dark fantasy, it starts to bridge the line between like sci-fi a bit for me in a way, and I'm not a huge sci-fi fan. But it really depends, honestly. I don't know. I don't really know what defines dark and light fantasy like completely. It kind of seems like something that's a bit of a grey line in regards to what's really what, but yeah. Lord of the Rings is real life. Yeah, I just live by Lord of the Rings. I feel like The Hobbit was lighter than Lord of the Rings. Yeah, and so Lord of the Rings kind of sits in the middle, right? In a way, because The Hobbit, and we're talking about the books, you know, is like a children's story. It is, I guess, the definition of like light fantasy in that way. But yeah, Lord of the Rings kind of sits in the middle, which I like that. I like sitting in the middle. I like the fight between good and evil. I like the simplicity of that. I'm a big, you know, Star Wars fan as well, and other, you know, nerdy things. The fight between good and evil is just gets me. That's all I need. I'm happy with that. So it's like there's that element in Lord of the Rings, which is kind of the darker fantasy, but then all the other parts of it as well, you know, like I really like. So Lord of the Rings is light more because it's the original grim dark. It was made in response to Lord of the Rings. Game of Thrones is grim dark. Yeah, true. Yep. Yeah, like yeah, no, I see. Well, it's more light, but it's kind of like the foundations. It was the foundations of fantasy, so in that way, I kind of feel like it's just in the middle, right? But yeah, I guess it's a bit of a spectrum, right? We're not really. Is there very much? This is light fantasy and this is dark fantasy, or is it more kind of like I guess a spectrum? Like, because I genuinely don't really know. Like, I mean. I'm a fantasy enjoyer, but I'm not like I don't know a lot about different fantasy things. I'm not like a book reader or anything. I don't read books much, and I feel like a lot of fantasy is in books. A lot of OG fantasy, you know. Well, a lot of just fantasy. Alright. Yeah, no, I do like, I think light fantasy. To answer your question, I would say light fantasy. Yeah. I like elements of dark fantasy, but for me, like one of my favorite dark fantasy would be like, you know, Dracula and vampires and stuff, right? I guess. Like on a intense fantasy level. When it's really like grim versions of that, because I guess there is light fantasy vampires, which is like, you know, Twilight and stuff, right? Yeah, it's the foundation, but I wouldn't say the middle so much, because grim dark fantasy is like there's no hope in the world and humans do terrible things to each other. Right? Yeah. Okay, that's that very much side of yep. And like as an example, like I like that fantasy element in, like, you know, with like vampires and that sort of thing is very cool. But I think anything other than that, I'm like, like, I don't know, like evil elves and evil dwarves, I guess is a good example, right? Like dark fantasy a lot of the time has suddenly these ethereal characters that are just all good, like, you know, just can be just as oppositely evil. And yeah, I don't really care for that as much, I think, definitely. I like, you know, I like it simple. What would you say, like, because like The Witcher is another good example of, I think, a genre of fantasy that kind of sits in between, but more on the dark fantasy side, right? Would you kind of say, like, if you think of this as like, you know, in the middle, and then you got dark fantasy and light fantasy, like Lord of the Rings kind of sits not in the middle but slightly to the light fantasy, and The Witcher kind of sits not in the middle but slightly to the dark fantasy, you know? It's like the opposite side of the coin in a way. The Witcher can be pretty dark at times. I think it in the books as well, like specifically, it you know, very grim dark, but they definitely adapted it less though, didn't they? Because I was just kind of thinking from a game perspective, and then I had to kind of think like, oh, well, I guess, you know, it is dulled down. And Game of Thrones as well. I feel like Game of Thrones kind of sits in a similar area. I would not call Game of Thrones dark. Sure, it's rather brutal, but the end is kind of good. I mean, the undead army's defeated and so on. Yeah, it's a bit more hopeful in the middle. And also, I think, take into account as well, the dark elements of Game of Thrones isn't the fantasy. The dark elements are the characters and the people in the world. So, like, I think when we're saying dark fantasy as well, don't really shoot, it's more like the fantastical elements of it are dark. It's like if the White Walkers were these brutal creatures that, you know, like were spreading like a virus. Like, but in Game of Thrones, they're kind of manageable. They're like a manageable force that the whole show's against, and at the end it's like, now we have to deal with them, you know. But if it was a lot more messed up though, you know, which honestly the first season of Game of Thrones is very grimdark with all of them, and I didn't like how, and this is talking about the TV show, I didn't like how like later on it seemed to get less like that. One of my favorite, like the first episode of Game of Thrones is just one of my favorite. Like that whole thing of like over the wall and seeing all the bodies and the skulls, you know, it's like the most gruesome, like, but it's such a, whoa, this is serious. Like it's one of those things like, damn, like it just kind of shocks you into being a part of the world and seeing how brutal what's going on. But it felt like that was this kind of little climax, and then it never really got back to that point again. Yeah. It is semantics and there's no clear borderline. But it's all about hope, I suppose. Yeah, true. Yep. The books are definitely more grimdark. Yeah. True. People are just puppets of a greater force. No matter how they try to change, they're crushed at some point. True, and I guess that it depends, I guess the definition of what you say light and dark fantasy. It's like I was saying, like, is it a focus on the fantasy component, or is it more of a focus on hope? Like, with or without fantasy? Right? The kind of dark fantasy I would like have to be fantasy with like grotesque monsters and spooky biomes. Yeah, when I think dark fantasy, I just think of that, right? Because if you're thinking of the word for word, like dark fantasy, obviously you can go into deeper of like, you know, the deeper parts of that. But to me, it's just like, is the fantastical parts of this dark, or are they light? Not the overarching sort of storyline and good versus bad. Because I'd say, like, yeah, then, you know, Game of Thrones is light fantasy in that way. The fantasy parts of it are very minimal. It's you know, it's like medieval fantasy. It's a weird line, isn't it, though? Because you could argue, like, the way that magic works in Game of Thrones is very similar to the way that it works in a lot of dark fantasy. Whereas the way magic, you know, works in, like, Lord of the Rings is that more in behind the scenes, you know, the mysticalness, which is what more light fantasy is about. So yeah, I feel like it's one of those things. It's such a spectrum, I guess. Just debate forever and ever. It is a spectrum, yeah. But that's what's cool. That's good, you know. We like that because then we can talk about it and we can have opinions on what we think is more this and more that. I love that. On the topic of Game of Thrones, have you seen Night of the Seven Kingdoms? I haven't yet, but I'm thinking, I'm not sure if is the whole season out yet. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna just watch it when it fully comes out. I don't really I kind of missed the regular releases, and I just want to watch it all. Keen for that though. I saw, like, I've watched what was the other series that they had before that, with who's the Doctor Who guy. Season 1 is out, just wrapped up. Cool. I thought it might have. I had a feeling. So yeah, I will be watching that soon. The Matt Smith, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, the Game of Thrones. That was really cool. That was a really cool, like, I think what really sold it for me is, like, this was a great experience, was that transition between seasons, between the age gaps and them recasting the characters. House of Dragons. Yeah, House of Dragons. That was it. That really, like, was like, this is awesome. It was just really fun to see those characters develop and them do such a good casting shift, and then that development to change and continue, and when it happened, I was like, no, I like those characters, and then, you know, like 5 episodes in, I'd forgotten what those characters even were, like the young versions, you know. Like suddenly I liked the other ones more, which, yeah, that was good. It is out and it is rather short. 6 episodes, half an hour each. What? What's the point? Just make it into a movie. God, that's weird. I feel like that's not really a popular thing to do. I feel like lots of shows I see come out, like, do, like, you know, almost hour-long episodes of things now, shorter seasons. Yeah, that's a bit up. That's not very nice. Because, like, half an hour, is that, like... There's also, like, 5 minutes of credits at the end of that. But yeah. And that's why I normally wait as well, because I'll just watch them all together then, like one night, and that'll be great. That'll be fun. There's not too much combat or anything, but it's good for what it is. Yeah, okay. It seems like more of a what would you say, like fan service to the books, right? For like people that, because it's very detailed on, you know, it's about like Duncan, right? Who's like, you know, the descendant of, or many characters are descendant from him. You know, so it's kind of like people that have really gotten into all the books and all of that lore would probably be getting all around it, you know? It's like, oh yeah, we get to see this character and this character and this thing. And but yeah, like other than that, well, I'll have to see what it's like when it comes out. But when I watch it. Are they doing any other seasons? God, I'm just trying to run away and get my map. Right. Because yeah, like House of the Dragons was awesome for its combat and stuff, right? I think that's what it does worry me a bit, because House of the Dragon, like, I enjoyed it, but it was the combat moments that sold it, kind of, that was like final, like, yeah, this is good. I liked all the inner stuff going on. It was really cool, but like the dragon combat sort of stuff, all that, like, was really nice. It was like the cherry on top that it needed for me. It has been renewed for the second. Renewed! Ah, God, why can't they just decide? You know, why do things have to get renewed? And it's like they didn't plan to do a second season, and now it's like, now they're getting told they have, and they're like, oh yeah, well, we're gonna do, you know, it's like, man, just just make a decision, stick with it. There won't be dragons. No, they've all died out. Exactly, no. But, you know, some sword combat. There should be swords, right? The swords haven't died out yet.
How can I be of service? How can I be of service? My words.
It's based on books that exist. Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like people that know all those books will be loving it. The Tawny, I think. Okay. That's funny, a Tawny. Seeing all of the posters and stuff for it actually weirdly gave me Knight's Tale vibes. And that's kind of funny that it's a Tawny as well. I'm holding out the finale of the show until the weekend. Nice. I think they did that on purpose. Yeah, I reckon. Like, and the main guy, like, as well, very much, you know, when I saw him, I don't know why I just thought of Heath Ledger. It's something, I mean, obviously from the Knight's Tale, but it's just like, sometimes those things you see someone and you just think of something completely different, and you're like, what? What do you think of that? It's meant to be funny? True. Yep.
What do you need?
That same vibe.
Stay a moment.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
Ooh, Alette in with the adventure. Alette with another win. Oh my god, Alette. Cannot stop them. Once you start leveling, you cannot be stopped. 3 wins. Oh, you got a defeat. Oh, there you go. Three wins though, man. And on 3 different guys as well, I think. Yeah. Play. Oh my god, what would that be? Because I think the first one you defeated was like a really hard one, like a rogue something or other. Yeah. Going up here. I defeated a boar and a ranger. Cool. Yeah, awesome. No, making sure it's keeping track of it right. It is. The defeat was some crazy hard guy, yeah. Yeah. And nothing of note here. I got mail. From Galadriel. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Do we have any of these claim? Whoa, what is that? Legendary coffer of the blue drakeling? Oh. Or Caressa. Let's open this up. Oh, Sapphire Drakeling. That's awesome. Damn. That is so cool. That's on the legendary item track at the moment. 50. Which is pretty easy to get, I feel like. Conundrum. Okay, done. Gonna go back over there. Ooh. Oh my god, excuse me guys. I'm sorry if I'm yawning lots tonight. As I said, I'm pretty tired, so we'll probably do a shorter stream. But yeah. I got a notification that my Standing Stone account was a part of a data breach. And I should change my password. A Standing Stone account. Was there a Standing Stone Games data breach? Because that would only be if the whole of Standing Stone Games had a data breach. That's strange. You got a notification on what though?
How can I be of service?
It's from my Apple account saying that. That is so weird. So you got a notification on your Apple phone. A notification from Apple on your phone. So that couldn't be like a scam thing. It was a notification, right? Not a text or not, or was it a text or an email? It definitely could be scammy if it was text or email. It was a notification on your phone. That's really weird. Wow, that's strange. I might have to look into that afterwards, just like see if anyone else has had that. Why would the Apple account, I guess, what is connected? Is it the same email on that account as your email for LOTRO? I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out later. Password saved on your phone. It was a part of that. Ah, okay. Maybe it just like took the Maybe it was the keyword similar, like was breached somewhere else. I don't know. Weird. I'll have a look at it later, earlier. Try and debug that. That's very strange. Oh. They apparently keep track of the data breaches and let you know. Yeah, it's just weird. It's so, like, because the data breach... would have to come from an email, right? I don't know. Yeah. Too sleepy to even think of debugging right now. brain not work. We want more of decreasing max morale. Yeah, I guess you may as well go change it. I mean, if you want to do that, but. I want to start putting points into this one. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I am really keen to watch that new show as well. What's it called? Night of the Seven Kingdoms, right? That's what it's called. What other shows have you guys been watching that you've been enjoying? I'm always looking for TV shows to watch. I've been watching a TV show from like I think 2014, The Strain. I don't know if anyone's heard of it. I've never heard of it before until the other day, and that's a bit of fun. I like some, you know, zombie vampire vibes. But I find myself just going back and finding like old series that I like have never touched, and just like watching them through and never looking back, sort of thing. Like getting a bit of fun. Me when Bev goes live, but I'm busy moving furniture, so I lose my mind because I missed the first hour. No, it's okay, Rado. It's alright. You got priorities. Moving furniture is important. That is important. Were you moving furniture for your family? For because yeah, that definitely takes priority. It's okay. Yeah. How you doing though, man? Good to see you. And also, good to see you as well, Arabani. I don't know if I said hello when you came in before chatting. I just started chatting about things. But I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Hope I haven't missed anyone. A bit distracted today. New bedside tables and stuff. Nice. There you go. Yeah, you need the big strong man to help. You know. Alright. Alright. Been doing good? Oh, it's good to hear. I don't have uni on Fridays, so now that means weekend. You have uni on Fridays. Nice. Man, long weekend. Did you... Wait, you got your schedule set up like that, didn't you? Oh, that's awesome. Grats to you, man. for a nice setup term schedule, long weekends. Oh, I love to do. I love to try to do that, or like get like a Wednesday off or something, you know. But I feel like the long weekend's better. Like, yes. Oh, I'm actually gonna put my beanie on. Sounds good. But last year I had a 4-day weekend. Really? Wait. A 4-day weekend. So you had two, like Friday and Monday or something like that. Wow. I guess it does depend what time, like if you're part-time, full-time or whatever, but that sucks. The tables are cooked today. I always hate that. Man, the whole getting in early for you, like at uni when you're doing that and getting your classes at your right times was such a like lucrative, wild thing. Like, man. And then also trying to line it up like when you in like second and third year and you're trying to get the same classes as people you know as well, and then it adds a whole other thing into the mix and you just like I give up. And then by the third year you don't have any friends because you've discarded them all because they're too much of an issue to try to get classes with. So then you're back to the same thing. It's like, right, no friends, no distractions. Let's just get this done. Well, they released the class about a month after the rest of them, so now I have a 2 clash in semester 2. They extended a class, but I had one immediately after, so now I have to be in 2 places at once. Oh no. You've got a full-on Hermione situation there. That's alright though, just, you know. Dumbledore will help. Dumbledore's always there to help. That sucks. Wait, so you have 2 classes at the same time, so what are you gonna do about that? Are they changing things around, or? You got until next semester to figure it out, true, yeah. That's for future radar. That's future radar problem. Okay. Alright. Some of these Maledrum weapons. Anyway, how have you been, good sir? I've been good. Yeah, I've been alright. I've been pretty good. I'm pretty tired. I'm honestly very tired today. I was just running around today doing stuff, and I got home in like an hour before stream and I was like, cool, ready to go. And then I was like looking at in the mirror, like the bags under my eyes, like I was up late and, you know. But I'm doing good. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well as well, Raid. I hope back uni time's been good, treating you well. Been thinking about that. Just that it's like, damn. You go from having all the time in the world to none at all, you know? Ready to collapse at any moment, yeah. Yeah, which may happen. No promises. Wait, what? Plant the banner, defend? I was gonna move something. Never mind. Yeah, I've got so much stuff to do as well. I'm so behind on YouTube videos, man. Like, I've just been so bad. Like, oh, I really got to get back in a better routine. I honestly just, I just want an editor. I needed it. Oh, it'd be so good to have like, man. I think I was thinking about that, and I think once I can afford to like do this more full time, that will be my first big step is to get like an editor or someone, or be able to pay someone to do that, so that I can just focus on streaming, you know? Because I love this. I love to just turn on stream, hang out with you guys, chat, play. This is awesome. I love it. And making, like, cutting up YouTube videos and doing the shorts and stuff, it is fun, but like the amount I have to do to keep it consistent isn't actually that fun. but in small amounts, it's great. Like, I like finding little fun moments, like, is always great. But yeah, it would be so good, because like, honestly, feel like I could stream like every day if I could do that, you know? It's really all that holds me back from streaming more regularly, because like I have to make sure to get the videos out and like, you know. Yes. But yeah, how's your uni stuff going? They cancelled all my practicals this week though, so I've only had half the timetables so far. What? They apparently hadn't finalized the contracts and sorted out the PC network for all the computer rooms. Dude, that sounds like some line from like a movie. I'm sorry, sir. We've finalized the we haven't finalized the contracts and sorted out the PC networks. Like, I don't God. Well, I know a guy who can edit videos. Yeah. Man, it's honestly, the thing is as well is like just being able to pay someone to do it, right? Because I wouldn't want to ask someone to do a small amount of things like for free or something like that. I feel like that's just absurd. It's like there's work there, and it could be done. It's not a lot of work, you know. But I would want to be able to like pay someone by the hour, you know, to just like, it's like once a night, like, you know, like an hour or two of work doing that, like cutting up some things, putting a short out, and that's it, you know. But I want to be able to afford to pay someone to do that. Because yeah, that would make them, you know. How much space do your VODs take up? Depends. Like the actual, like a full stream. How much does a VOD take up? Normally about like 10 to 15 gig for a full stream. But it does depend how long. Obviously, that's really the range. Like for the stream lengths that we do, between 10 to 15 gig. Which takes a while to upload. I did have to update my internet, like pay more to be able to actually upload better as well. There's a whole lot of logistics there, and that's why I would want to be able to pay someone to do it, because obviously they would have to, you know, they may even have to upgrade their internet to be able to make it more efficient for them or something, right? But yeah, no, and it would be like a full-time sort of thing as well. I'd want to be properly set up with it, because it's like a little, like here and there, like is a totally different thing as well. I'd be totally be happy to try editing one of your streams. I know you would, man. I know for each, yeah, I know you would. It's more like, I mean, if I could offer you that job, and I would, if I could offer you that job of here, yep, I would go through the logistics with you of that. And anyone, you know, it's something we might look into the future if someone is interested in that, for sure. Like, you know, we can try some things. A little edit here and there, like I'm totally, if you just want to like edit something together, you can just do whatever you want. You know, if there's something you want, like you thought of an idea radar for something funny and you want to edit together, you need me to, like, you need some clips from the stream, just let me know. And I can get those clips for you and send them over, put them on a drive for you, that sort of thing, if you just want to mess around. Like, I'm totally happy for that anytime. But actually having an editor full-time is a very different thing, because it's kind of like that would be a job. I want to be able to say, like, you know, because I want to be able to then step back and not have to think about that at all. You know, I don't want to have to even be, like, if I have to be putting in effort to, like, keep things going, then it's kind of just the same, right? It's like any business. That's how a business sort of runs. You kind of do, you know, being in small sort of family businesses and that sort of thing, you know, you find a role that is kind of needed, and then it's kind of created, and yeah. So time to make a Bev thirst trap. yeah. But yeah, no, like if you want to mess around and ever want to edit some stuff together, I'm completely happy with that as well. We could even, you know, I could maybe set up something on the Discord. So if there's a couple of you guys that like, you know, have like trusted with some of that sort of stuff, I can kind of share have a spot to share clips maybe. But yeah, the editing thing is an actual, you know,
Let me see what you have found.
as a sort of a job thing, I'd want to be able to just be able to sit back and then just stream and you know, not think about it.
Mazog will account for all
And
slights
in regards to
time,
that, it would be,
both real
it
and imagined.
could be a daily job,
Radir has
you know, and
planned
it
a
depends
course
when I
through
stream,
Mirkwood to
right?
avoid some of its overt dangers.
So
The
it's
hidden guard
figuring out the
departs
logistics
Radir's
of that,
course through the Drownholt at
you know,
midnight.
finding someone that can put the time in. I wouldn't want to push someone that doesn't have the time, you know, because like, you know, I mean, you're studying and stuff, Raider, like, you know, but that, and that's why it's like totally happy if you ever want to just do little things. Be cool to see. It would be cool to see you guys edit some random things together. I'd love to see that. But yeah, but the editing for my YouTube, it's less editing and it's more organizing and just consistency. Because like I don't do a lot of editing for the videos, and I guess if I got someone that liked editing, they could if they wanted to. But for me, it's just cutting up the streams, making some nice thumbnails, writing some descriptions, and getting it out there and just being consistent. That's what the YouTube is. I just want videos out every day consistently. So it's a bit of a less of an editing job. It's more of a like, you know, it's a partner in crime or something. Yeah, but because like an actual editing job, I don't know if I want someone to spend like a lot of time editing something together in exchange for like then, you know, not being able to or putting more work in and more time in. Like I wouldn't be hiring someone to do that. I'd be hiring someone to just do what I do essentially. Where's my light? Let's just set up my light 1 sec. All right, cool. Someone who doesn't, well, I mean, I said that, but as soon as I said that, like you could have all this time and you could have plenty of time in your hands and just enough time to do it. But it's not really what I mean. It's just more like I'd want to go over that first with someone in conversation about logically their plans for the future and what they want to do and like what they're doing for the next year, and you know whether this could fit in as a way for some, you know, them to make like get a little bit of money, that sort of thing. But also at the same time, I need to be able to make enough money to pay someone to do that. So who knows how long that will be, because I am poor as fuck. Let's do this. Let's do this
The
book
first
quest.
leg of the Hidden Guard's journey will take them through the treacherous fens of the Drownholt.
Watch me drop out for a year to pursue streaming and editing. Yeah, no. No way. No way. Oh, look. Cheap viewers stream. Oh, look, I don't even have to. Let's just deny that. Oh, it got put through the system. That's good. We got our first bottle of the day. Oh, this mission. Oh my god, okay. What have we got ourselves into? Shout your commands for me. Yes. I need morale support, please. So, yeah, I remember these book quests very well. Escorting Mazog through this swamp is... it's a big one. Gotta go rescue a bird. Oh my god, rescue the bird raider. Our birdie friends. Actually, actually reminds me. I have like a I guess a conversation of an ick of a bird. I'll wait until you get back, Radar. But certain Australian bird that I used to like, and now I don't know. Mixed feelings. Okay. I wonder if you guys can guess which Australian bird did Beveridge used to think was, you know, pretty cool, and now thinks, what a nasty, cheeky, mean bird. Oh, it's a nice cloak. What are you doing? Hinder their attack speed. Sure. I don't think it really matters because it's an instance where you can just destroy them. Clear the tunnel of danger. Where's the tunnel of danger? Is the tunnel of danger? Oh, you clear the tunnel ahead. Return to me. Oh, over here. The tunnel of danger. Bit of a slow walk through here, I guess. Ooh. Beveridge, hello. Where's Mazog? What do you mean? I thought you were back there with him. Was that the other guy? Oh, I don't think it was the other guy. Put chair on. I still don't know how you would say his name, because C's are normally pronounced like as a K in Elvish, right? Like Celebrimbor, not Celebrimbor, like Caleb. So it would be Kacheron, but then the U there. I'm wondering how you pronounce that U. Whether it's like a Kucheron, maybe like a double, kind of like a double O. But then would you pronounce the CH like that, like ch, or would that sound completely different? A mystery. An elvish mystery. I'm looking it up. Wonder if anyone's had a similar conversation. Hey Sanguine, hello, welcome in. Welcome in. Always has the value of K, never... So a C is always going to be a K. Calibre... C... always has the value of K, never of S or of CH. Chalabrim. Oh, CH always has the value of CH, as in Scottish lock or German evil. What? Never that of CH in English. Church, of church. Lock. Arc. So it's k, not ch. So CH is k. Yeah. Cucaron. Cucaron? Something like that. God, gee. I do not know. I'm trying to figure out how to say this guy's name as the proper way you'd say it in Elvish, because C is pronounced like a K and CH is pronounced like a... Yeah. It's just a whole lot of sounds. Is his name. Oh my god. Okay. Quickly follow Mazog through the tunnel. Yes, go Mazog, run! Ooh. Are you sure you want to go into the scary cave? This cave brings back memories. I've slain foes just like you in these caves. Just like this Beveridge. Just like me. Really? I doubt that. I doubt that. This cave is damp. It must be unpleasant for you, man. Actually, I love the damp, actually. Goblin. Orc. Actually, I'm a big fan of the damp. Yeah. She's alive. It's a pity. This is the midpoint. Select a support role. Yes. Make our enemies bleed. Make them bleed. Oh. Eye biter's kin. God, you would not want to come across something called an eye biter. I mean, what is this, like, alien? How are you doing, Sanguine? How's it going? I hope the bird rescuing is going well. Radar might need the support crew. You might have to send the troops. Vile insects. The only thing you can do is disappoint. Let's secure those shackles. I don't know about these shackles. Like, I feel like we need a better... Just give me a big chain. let me have him on a big chain. I grow tired of planning your demise and those of these elves. I want to just get there. I bet you do. Uh-oh. Ah. So, that's what happens to Radia. I thought I remembered his name. So yeah, no, Alette, it's definitely the other guy you see in Umbar. It's not this guy. Oh no, it's too late. Radia's dead. Domingo, how's your time in LOTRO been, and have you been playing anything else lately? Yeah, LOTRO's going good. We haven't been playing a load, but we got out of Moria and we're just going through Mirkwood at the moment. We did some sort of the quests around like Lothlorien, and we're just progressing through Mirkwood. We're currently doing like the book quests where they're like escorting Mazog through the swamps. And yeah, we've played a couple of different games. We've been playing Dredge. We'll be playing that on Saturday as well. Hopefully. We should be playing on Saturday, hopefully. I may have to reschedule that, I'm not sure. But yeah, we've been playing that on the weekends. So we're going to be finishing off Dredge. And then I want to get into doing some other like games, some other variety things. I'm even kind of thinking of maybe having like 2 variety games running a week. And doing like a sort of like, we have a LOTRO day, we have one variety game day, and we have another variety game day. And when I say variety game, I mean something with like a storyline. So, what is it called again? Let me quickly bring up our list. Animal Well, for example. You know, it's like a bigger game. I mean, it's not a super big game, but we might do like an Animal Well playthrough, and then, yeah, do some other things. Even just try some different games, just play some different things. I think this year should be about doing variety for me. Like, I need to try to do a bit more variety. It's good for the YouTube, and we need to push to 1,000 subs over on the YouTube. That's the next big goal, to really start moving things with this as a proper, being able to do this full time. So yeah, I kind of want to try to like get a lot of variety going. I'm just trying to figure out like what games I want to do, what I'm feeling like playing. And we are actually going to be moving from this house I'm in like about 3-4 months, depending. They're demolishing where we're living, which sucks. So I'm also going to be dealing with moving stuff soon, which is going to be a bit wild. But yeah, we've been playing Dredge, and we also played Ina Dream Barbecue the other day, and a bit of Peak as well. The videos for Peak still aren't out on the YouTube. But the Ina Dream Barbecue it's like this, I don't even know how to describe it. Weird, wacky adventure game. Yeah, that's it. that's how I describe it. Oh yeah. Bird rescue. Now I'm removing the bird net it got stuck in. Oh my god, really? A bird net? Oh, like a He's got stuck like a like you put over fruit trees, like one of those ones. Good job, Raider. Nice, man. Saving the birds. That's what we love. Now, I did have a little bird net on our apple tree. Classic, right? I was thinking about that, because it's like, I know the exact one. Birds getting caught in it all the time. They want them apples, man. Now, I did have a little bit of bird lore anecdotal opinion I have to go over. There is a particular Australian bird that I thought was really cool. Very iconic, right? The kookaburra, right? Very cool bird. Cool sound. The other day, I saw some kookaburras, absolutely the most lad dog kookaburras ever, like chasing all these other birds and stealing baby birds out of another bird's nest, and then like flying it around and cackling at all the other birds. It was the most horrific thing ever. Like, it just completely has ruined my opinion of kookaburras. I hate them now. I think they're horrible. They're so mean. But like, it's like, I don't know. Like, sometimes you just see, you're like, like birds and animals are brutal, right? Animals as a whole, brutal, right? The life of animals are brutal. It's part of how, but man, seeing something like that, I was out there chasing it around. I was trying to chase it as well, because there's all these other, like, it was like the minor birds, like I think we have the Indian miners here. They're all like chasing this kookaburra around, chasing him around while he's like flying around with this baby in his mouth. It was horrible. Yeah. Sorry to bring anyone down, but my opinions of it's the noisy miners we have. Yeah, not the Indian miners. The native ones. Yeah, the Indian miners are a bit, intrusive ones, but the noisy ones. Opinions of kookaburras have changed a lot, that's for sure. We're not having a kookaburra mascot on the Beveridge stream, that is for sure. And like, because it's like there's other birds that are a bit like me. It's like the currawongs can be really aggressive and not like attacking other birds and stuff, but man, I have just never seen that level of absolute, it was just horrific. It was so like, and the kookaburra laugh as well, like the kookaburra laugh was like, it was demonic. Wait, where have we got to go? Up here? It was so demonic. Just like this cackling while, doesn't mean noisy miners do kind of suck. Not the noisy miners. They're nice. The Indian miners can be a bit bad, but the noisy miners are fine, man. I don't know. I have a bit of a thing, because like people around here, we've had, like, this is one lady was walking down that just started like, oh yeah, so annoying, they're so horrible, and they're so, and it's like, what are you talking about? Like it's a small bird. Like they are like protective and stuff, but there's a lot of they're quite peaceful around here. I've taken care of the little babies before. We had a little when they're nesting, it was really windy last year when they were nesting one time. And a baby fell out of like a big tree that it was in. And it was too little, like, man, with the noisy miners, when they're really little, it's like they just literally, they just fall and they can't get up. And then they've just got to grow up to try to climb back up to the tree, you know? So if it falls out, it's pretty bad that early on. But we had a little, like, or quite a big, like, Christmas tree kind of in like a big plant pot outside that used to be a small Christmas tree, you know, like a pine tree. And it was around there, so I kind of got it up into that pine tree, which is perfect, and it stayed in there, and I checked on it. And yeah, it grew up. It was so cute. Like, after, like, it was about like over a week, and how quickly they grow up. It was so cute. Like, you know, I went out one day and it was like gone, and I was like, oh my god, like, where's it gone? And then it's just like a meter up in the tree, you know, and looking a little bit more fluffy with more feathers, you know. Oh. Love birds, man. Love birds. All right. But yeah, no, it was just what, like, because, I mean, animals are brutal, but to see a kookaburra do something like that, maybe just think, like, gee, like, it must have been some weird territorial thing. Because we get a really nice array of different, yeah. You've got nice noisy miners then, ours in SA suck. Are you sure they're not the Indian miners? There are other sorts as well. You guys might have even a different sort of noisy miner as well, or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, because the Indian miners are very, like, they're a lot more territorial of a bird, and they steal, like they will go to other birds' nests and that sort of thing, and they're like just fundamentally more of a territorial bird. But the noisy miner, I always get the mix, but I think it's a noisy miner, right? Completely the opposite. Not at all. Like, doesn't rely on attacking other birds' nests or anything like that. The Karawans can be a bit like that around here, which are like big sort of like raven-like birds, right? Yeah. Google returned what I imagine as a noisy miner. They look very similar. If you've got a picture of a noise of like one of the miners, like the noisy miners in South Australia, chuck it in the Discord, because I have a look, because there's like some very slight things that are different about them, mainly about their head. Hey Harold, hello, and thank you for the check-in. How you going? So let's see. Yeah, so very different. So the Indian miners are a lot smaller. They have they've actually got brown feathers with a black head and a sort of like a yellowish orange around their eyes, similar to the noisy miners, because the noisy miners have more of a yellowish beak, yellow around the eyes, small bit of black, but then grey. The rest of their feathers are all grey with slight bit of black and yellow in there. But the Indian miners are essentially like black and brown and very vibrant sort of yellow colours, whereas the noisy miner is like grey with sort of a duller yellow colour beak and coloration around the eyes as well. The Indian miner is also like a common miner, right? Like that's what they're also known as, like a common miner. But yeah, they're native to Asia. Whereas the noisy miners are native to Australia. Yeah. Let me see, Radar. If I post 2 pictures in the Discord, you tell me which one is the one that you see outside. And I'll post pretty... Because they're quite different. Oh, look, here's a picture I just found of both of them together. It's kind of an average picture, but pets and cute. I'm putting it. Oh no, I'll just put it in general. Put it in general. I'm going to miss messages as well. Noisy miners are mostly grey, Indian ones are mostly black. Lurking alongside work. All good, Harold. Thanks for popping in. What are you diving in? So we're doing a bit of LOTRO today, but we're just trying to figure out birds at the moment. What's this? You have to be in chat, Poison, if you want to know what it is. But Radar, which one of these two? I mean, they're not great pictures, but which one of these two do you see? Hey, Poison. It's all right. We're just I'm trying to figure out what sort of minor bird Radar has around him. On the left. Okay, right. Yeah, no, that's a noisy miner. Yep. Seen them bullying magpies. Right. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. That's so interesting because, dude, here they literally hang out with the magpies. Today, I was at the bus stop and I turned around and looked in a tree randomly and there was just like a magpie sat there pruning himself and a noisy miner right next to him just chilling. And I was just like, they're friends. They're definitely mates. That's so funny. They're absolute dicks over here. Wow. I wonder if that's, yeah. That's really interesting. No wonder people confuse the two of them, because I wonder as well if there's even like a difference in territory, like a difference in location of where they are. The noisy ones are quite territorial, yes, but they're not nest stealers. Yes, that's what I was saying earlier. Like the Indian miners, the common miners are nest stealers. But they can be a bit shitty. Yeah, well, I don't know. Here, they're really great. Here, but I guess it could just depend on, I guess, what other birds are around and stuff. But that's strange because it's funny because here, the noisy miners and the magpies are like buddies. It's the currawongs that mess with both of them, and the kookaburras and stuff. So I wonder if it's just a hierarchy thing, you know, depending on where they are situated. There's like some of them, if there's alpha birds in the area, they're more chill. And if there's not, then, you know, yeah. Over here, they're really mean to all the wattle birds, not much to our magpies, but sometimes they will be. Yeah, the currawongs eat other birds' babies, so everyone hates them. Poison, I was just saying earlier that I saw a kookaburra stealing. There was a racket outside, like crazy bird sounds. I would go outside. There's a kookaburra with a baby noisy miner in its mouth, flying around, cackling, with 3 other kookaburras cackling with them, and all these other noisy miners trying to chase it around and get it out. It was like the most horrific thing I've seen, and I hate kookaburras now. My least favorite bird, genuinely. I thought they were, you know, kookaburras are cool, but like after seeing that, I was like, it was like the cackling of the kookaburra, like it was doing its like kookaburra like thing, and it was like, I was just like, this is like a nightmare. This is straight up nightmare fuel. Like, God, yeah. I find them pretty creepy. Yeah, and I was chasing it around and it arced up to me. It straight up arced up to me. Like I was kind of going around trying to get it to drop it. And I kind of ran up to it, and instead of flying away, it did the thing where it just kind of goes like... You remember the turkeys, how they used to do that? And I was like, bro, nah. What? That is way too aggressive of a bird. Like, no. But yes, anyway, sorry, we're going on a huge bird tangent anyway. They do. I'm a little scared of the beaks. Yeah, I know. I was just so surprised, honestly. So a bit blown away. Like, you called. Yeah, sorry. So, because we're bird questions. Yes. Thank you for the clarification, though, Poison. It's good to know. Yeah, that they can be shitty, and it's interesting that they pick on the wattle birds. We don't have many wattle birds where we are, so maybe that's why they're not as like aggressive around here. I don't know. Like, yeah. Oh, just I mean in like where we are. Yeah. Okay. Bird question plus your lovely company. Exactly. Yes, we're doing LOTRO today, guys. For anyone sorry that's just jumped in, we're currently in Mirkwood. We've just gotten to the Haunted Inn, and I actually need to go back. Yuzu? Weed? Really? What sort of what? Like,
What can I do?
What's a wattle bird that we have around here? So we get, and I mean particularly like close in the houses, not in the sort of green. So what do we get? We get like currawongs, butcherbirds, magpies, those pigeons, rainbow lorikeets, gangs, corellas, black cockatoos. I'm trying to think what other things. Wattle birds? I know the ones you're talking about, but they're not very common around here. They are definitely around, but not common at all. So it's something I don't really see the miners engaging with them much. I haven't ever seen them engaging with them because, yeah. Haunted in what? Haunted. Wait. Like I start again. Haunted in what? What are you haunted in? Haunted in. Yeah. They like all the shrubbery. Yes, they do like the shrubbery. Yeah, I know the ones you're talking about. We just don't get them much around, like, because yeah, it would be in the wetlands more. Which we get a bunch of different other birds over there as well. But birds that we get just in our sort of, in the more residential area. Okay. What I've gathered from this lore drop is trauma was induced by a bird in nature. It's pretty metal holds true. Wait. Yeah. The wetlands, this is Mirkwood true. Yeah.